Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week as we continue our voyage in the stars, or to the stars, or around the stars, or hopefully not through the stars, as we play Starfinder right here on this show. And Kevin is our great GM. Where are you going to take us this week?
Thanks, Stephen. So this week, we're going to see your starship for the first time. But before we get to that, last time
on Critical Hit,
the gang of drifters had all met each other in the Blue Rise Tower at Extreme Infosphere Productions office, and a bunch of auditions had taken place, and surprise, surprise, all the people here were selected to join Team...
Yep. Yay, I have new friends.
To join Team Lizard Brain. And Crystal, your media liaison, had just messaged the rest of the gang, and so you were all gathered again in that office in Blue Rise Tower, and she was just about to go through what you guys are all signing up for. So, first of all, welcome. Glad to have you all. So this is all just boilerplate, standard stuff. I'm sure you've seen it 1,000 times before, okay? We do need a voice imprint, of course, retinal scan, DNA sequencing, psych exam, magical assessment, a 3D body scan, blood, urine, and stool samples, and most importantly, access to all your Infosphere accounts. You aren't employed by Extreme Infosphere Productions, hereafter the company, but instead operate as independent contractors with no benefits, salary, or covered expenses, operating exclusively on a play-for-pay bonus structure. Any violation of the company's codes of conduct in attachment Z72 are exclusively your fault, and the company takes no responsibility for any legal or ethical violations done while you may or may not be under contract. Any equipment you receive or obtain through your contract is delivered as is and is entirely your responsibility, okay? Your likeness is the property of the company exclusively in perpetuity. Also, again, super standard liability waiver here. You can go ahead and put your Infosphere SIG on that, but we also need the vocal affirmatives, okay?
I have no retinas.
I have no waists.
Well, we're going to go ahead.
Will apply.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and make substitutions where appropriate. For instance, we'll do the LED scan for Quentin, and, we'll just go ahead and let the med teams or mechanics figure it out, all right? So one more time, this liability waiver, again, if you can just vocally approve all of this, this waiver affirms that you may, through your contracted endeavors, be placed in areas of significant danger, including but not limited to active volcanoes, super hurricanes, central hostile planets, extraplanar maze dimensions, magical gravity wells, and near the event horizon of black holes. Further, you hold yourself and only yourself responsible for any of the following that may occur, as well as anything else: amputation, blindness, deafness, curses, decapitation, decomposition, defenestration, dehydrogenation, electrocution, enervation, poisoning, cryogenic freezing, radiation sickness, suffocation in the cold, unforgiving vacuum of space, TM, death via temporal loop double of yourself, and restless leg syndrome. Do you understand the risks as I've outlined them and hold the company beyond any legal, moral, or supernatural reproach and will release it from all liabilities and immune to any death curses?
Affirmative.
Is there a resurrection benefits package?
I don't think you guys qualify for that tier.
Is there, how do we pay into it over time?
Off your bonus tier, that's right.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Like you said, standard.
Yeah, let's go.
All standard stuff.
We are in agreement.
Confirmed.
All right. Excellent. So you all sign and put your little Infosphere SIG and say your affirmatives, and Crystal puts away her data pad and will, on her wrist, just go ahead and send you the location of your ship. She says, so it's at Docking Bay 42 on the arm. I've sent you directions. And as I mentioned before, it is delivered as is. So you're going to go ahead and be responsible for getting that ship shape and race ready. Okay?
Okay.
That's great. Great. Thank you guys so much. And we're excited, and I'll be in touch to set up the details on our first race.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I am very excited to be here.
Welcome, but now please leave.
Okay. Bye.
This way, everyone.
We'll head over there.
I have the
All right.
coordinates and will be happy to lead.
So it is the 6 of you, again, on the main promenade of the ring on Absalom Station. Do you guys start heading over to the dock?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. We will continue to follow our new friends.
We float towards the dock.
Great. Do you guys say or do anything along the way? You have a little bit of time to catch a ride over there and all that good stuff.
Thank you for selecting me to be part of your crew.
Oh yeah, sure thing, man.
Bob,
you got some good potential.
Thank you.
Yeah. Plus, you can fly while I shoot things.
Yes. Does our ship have weapons?
I sure hope so.
Yes, the ship does have weapons.
Cool. Well, Quentin, have you been on one of these before?
I'm familiar with the construction of the ship. I have not been on one of these missions before, but they say those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatness.
I like your attitude, Orb.
Thank you. I like your head.
Thanks. Shave it every day.
They kind of look alike.
Yeah.
Is your head shiny, Hecubino?
Yeah. Definitely, shave it every day, and probably when he can afford it, put some product on it so that it's shiny.
Nice.
Although, depends on the circumstances. If he's going to be on air, he doesn't want to be too shiny.
Dr. Turkleton's Dome Wax by Squeaky Clean, a division of Omnicorp. You're always right when you agree with Omnicorp.
All right. So you guys are making your way to the arm, which is, one of the arms, I should say. One of the major kind of points of the 6-pointed star that is Absalom Station. And it has several docks along it. And according to the message from Crystal, this is where you're supposed to go. So you are just supposed to find Docking Bay 42. But first, of course, you have to travel along the grav train again. So everyone has their hyperrail passes like last time, except, as it turns out, now Hecubino and Vangi, your passes have been deactivated for inappropriate use. You've scanned too many people in.
Mm-hmm.
So your rail passes do not work at present.
And you still have to
Spend
buy
another
them bulk
25
here.
credits to get a new one.
I don't have enough credits.
Probably shimmer over. Why don't you just take mine?
Thanks. So we let some friendly-looking dwarves in, and apparently violated some local. Thank you.
So you make your way to the docks, and just following the directions can get you the vast majority of the way there, and then you come across, there's what's called the Armada outside Absalom Station, which is a huge fleet of ships constantly rotating in and out. And this docking bay is one of the many places that cargo comes in, and it's just an enormous maze of different bays. And you realize, even with the directions you have, you still might need to ask for instructions.
Yeah, we'll try to find somebody who seems knowledgeable.
Okay, yeah, there's a engineer slash one of the quartermasters that is ready for you, and he seems quite pleased to see you and happy to help in whatever way he can. But he points you off in Docking Bay 42 in that direction. He has kind of a glazed look on his eyes. He's human, seemingly middle-aged, but again, when you happen to ask him for directions, he's like, "Oh, of course, look, this right that way, yeah. Mm-hmm. I can show you."
Oh, great, thanks.
Yeah. Does he look like he's distracted or on something, or?
Why don't you go ahead and give me a sense motive check? Anyone who wants to can make a sense motive check.
I would like to make a sense motive check.
You can make that untrained as just a wisdom check, right?
Oh, that's right. My sense motive is terrible this time.
Yes, you can make sense motive untrained.
12.
24.
Ooh, 24 is
Look
nice.
at the big brain on brain.
All right. So, Quentin
rolls for, once again, not well.
Not doing too well. That's okay. All right.
I'm working on this tracking shot.
Most of you don't pay any mind. You're more excited to see what the nature of your ship is. But a couple of you, specifically Squeaky and Hecubino, note this guy. There's something certainly up with him. For Squeaky, you're not sure. He's under the influence of something. It could be pharmacological. It could be magical. You're not sure. Hecubino, though, you have it down cold. You're pretty sure. You think that this guy is under psychic influence.
Oh, well, that's rare. Can I try and identify it?
Sure.
Like what it is or where it's coming from?
Yeah, why don't you give me a mysticism check? Oh,
25.
Perfect. Yeah,
Holy moly.
You would say he's under the effects of the spell Charm Person as manifested by a psychic creature. And he was likely compelled to be helpful. He's being miscellaneously helpful to you, though he's almost assuredly much more helpful to whomever psychically swayed him.
I'll be like, hey, did anybody else come here and ask you for your help? Maybe somebody with antenna or some sort of Sheeran, maybe like a really obnoxious sounding giant brain.
Oh, you can't possibly mean Talos. He's the best. That guy, I didn't know you were friends. I would have helped you right away. Of course. He I feel like I've known him for years after just talking with him for briefly.
But Talos has been through here?
I mean, that's what the contemplative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. Are you friends with him?
Yes, we are.
Cool.
I make a gun motion to Vangie.
She shoots back and nods.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a bluff check?
Oh no.
Am I doing the bluff check or is she?
Yeah, go ahead and Hecubino, give me the bluff check.
Oh, that is much better.
Ho.
Nice.
So,
wow.
29 with a natural 20.
Excellent.
I assume this is because I will always roll like garbage in combat.
Never between friends.
Yeah, so, I've been a quartermaster here at the docks for a while, but Talos, he was saying, well, I don't know if he was so much saying it as reading it. I really think that he's going places, and, if you're friends with him, maybe, he's saying all this while taking you to Docking Bay 42. He's like, if there's any opportunities aboard the ship, I'd be eager to join you and just hang out and talk or communicate psychically. You do that too, right?
I could. I mean, we're under contract, so you'd have to maybe apply with our manager to be on the ship. But I don't see why they wouldn't take you, man. I think you're doing great.
Oh, cool. I'm really excited. Thank you. And you'll put in a good word with Talos?
Sure. Is Talos on the ship?
Well, he was asking about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So,
yeah. When we get there, we'll tell our boss Talos, and we'll put in a good word for you.
Oh, great. All right, yeah.
I'll definitely, assuming that this guy is like a little bit out in front and I'm like with him, I'll turn out, look over at the rest of the team and just do like a kind of motion, don't say anything.
Oh.
The old zip it.
Yep.
What does the rest of the group do?
What are we zipping, friend?
I pull up the zipper on my jumper a little tighter.
I'll turn around and hold my hand down, basically put the palm side of my thumb on my nose so that my fingers dangle down, and then I'll grab my fingers and squish them together and go shh.
All right. So a little bit more babbling, and you're at docking bay 42, and you can't see the ship from the outside yet. You're just at an air dock, and the quartermaster scans his badge and types in a little code and says, "All right, here you go. Again, keep me in mind. Thanks."
Thank
you for your time.
Seriously, though, and I take out my gun.
So I guess Talos didn't want to say no to an answer. Maybe he's here for a brain off.
Well, either way, maybe we can just tell him to get off the ship or whatever.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Rashness is characteristic of youth, but discretion is the better part of valor.
Hoists her flamethrower. It says, actually, she stows the flamethrower. Is don't want to burn the new ship, and pulls out her pike. But still, you should let me take point.
Yeah, go for it.
I also pull out my weapon.
What is your weapon?
It is it's a gun. It is a laser gun.
And that's important.
Laser pistol.
Laser pistol.
Yeah. There are a lot of different weapons in Starfinder, but you'll be shooting lasers and arcs of electricity and all sorts of cool stuff soon enough. So you go through the air dock. What is your little marching order?
Vangie,
you can fit two aside, two abreast.
Mm-hmm. If possible, Quentin would like to be next to Vangie.
Okay. Yeah, get the good angle. I'll be right. I'll be right behind Vangie,
and I'll be next to that.
And if I could, I would like to
buff.
No, there's I can do a telepathic.
You can use your mind link. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
As a mystic.
Yep. I'll mind link with Vangie. So I'll just touch her and be like, "You ready for this?"
Ready. You roll in, Quentin?
I am at speed.
So is there an obvious tell, Quentin, for when the camera is on?
There is a light, but it's not easy to tell the difference between the slightly... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure it's amber, but I may be wrong. So in the picture, if it's not amber, please don't break my heart and make me sad. But yes, the amber light for a face and the amber light for a camera are very similar. But yes, there is a light. And if necessary, there can actually be illumination with the light for the camera, depending on how dark it is inside. So yes, you can tell. It looks like one of the eyes is glowing differently.
All right. People are getting more familiar with Quentin's expressive LED face, or magic crystal face.
Or face as, depending on which direction it is.
The hangar bay door that is connected to this airlock opens, and you can enter the ship that has been stationed here. As soon as you approach, you see that the ship itself is in quite a state of disrepair. There are wires everywhere, sparks flying. It looks like control panels have been opened up, and there's little plastic storage crates that are strewn around. And so it looks like someone has been actively tampering with it. But your attention is immediately pulled by the 4 floating security robots that look like I don't know, little flying metal trilobites covered with claws and lasers swarming around the room. A larger humanoid-shaped patrol bot with a little minigun attached to its back, and a surprise, surprise, floating brain, the contemplative Talos, who mentally slams you guys all with the equivalent of a shout and says, "I've been waiting for you! Ha 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 ha! You stepped right into my trap! Now I will seize control of Team Lizard Brain."
No!
But we are Team Lizard Brain.
Not for long! Soon I will be Team Lizard Brain! Drones, attack them! And with that, we'll roll initiative. So, Talos psychically screams at you, "Soon Team Lizard Brain will be mine!" And roll initiative. And let's see what we got. Why don't people just one at a time, starting with Steven, tell me what you have.
Sure, Bob got a 12.
Bob at 12. Vangie.
21.
Hecubino.
21.
What are your respective initiative modifiers?
Plus 10.
Plus 1.
Okay.
Makes that easy.
Well, that's a pretty clear difference.
Skitrick.
16.
Okay. And Amu.
I rolled a 3, so with my bonus, that's a 2.
Nice.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. I had a 10, not a 12.
Okay, that's fine. And then Quentin.
20.
And we have a few robots. So, Quentin, what's your initiative modifier?
Let me see. My initiative modifier is miscellaneous or dex?
Sum together.
So it's the total of that.
7.
7. That's a good modifier. Then it is going to start off with the lizard of Team Lizard Brain. Vangie, you are prepared for this, and you seize the initiative of your first battle. What do you do?
Sweet. Then she's gonna menacingly hold out her pike, waving it sort of towards Talos, and just say, "You should have gone with the sideburns." And then she's actually gonna just move up. Let's see, what is the big robot thing? Is that just like a larger security robot that's up there?
Yes, so that is a patrol robot. They're both security robots, but that one is humanoid, and it is certainly larger.
Cool. I can't quite tell. Is that 30 feet to get into melee with it, or would that be 35 feet?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get there with 30 feet.
Sweet. Then she will rush into melee and stab that thing with her big old pike.
Okay.
I have a 22 to hit his kinetic AC.
Great. Yeah, so one big note on this is that in Starfinder, there are 2 different armor classes. Kinetic armor class, which will be used for any attack that deals bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. Typically, like a regular attack will target kinetic AC, and then energy AC is for a lot of blasters or things that do energy damage, acid, cold, electricity, fire, and sonic. So that definitely solidly hits this security robot square in its protective ceramic casing. How much damage do you deal?
It's going to be 15 piercing damage.
15. All right. This thing appears fairly tough. You crack some of its ceramic, and pieces of it fall to the hull of the ship, and it gazes at you with its large, expressionless light of a face, and kind of tilts and rotates its integrated tactical arc emitter at you. But it is certainly not down for the count. Up next, Hecubino.
I am going to get behind the pillar, basically the direction that she went. Yep, so get some cover there. And I think I can think that robot that she's up against is within range for my mind thrust. But
It's within 30 feet of you, so if that's the range, it's within it.
Yeah, I just got to double check. 25 plus 5 feet per 2 levels. So I got at least 2 levels, so that's exactly 30, right?
That'll get there.
All right. So, yes, I will hide behind there and check to see if Quentin is recording, and then put my hands, basically put 2 fingers on either one of my temples and shout, "Mind thrust!" And use a mind thrust on the robot that Bagny's up against.
All right. So why don't you go ahead and roll damage? And what is your saving throw DC for this?
My saving throw DC for a level 1 spell is 16.
The security robot is overwhelmed by a glut of psychic information. What do you choose to overload it with?
I will overload it with just like 10,000 copy-pasted images of that thing that Anu did where he was like separating his tentacles.
Whoa, creepy! It's nanite, positron, whatever brain that it has was not built for handling that information many times over. So its circuits start to short from within its shell, but it's still going. All right. Okay. After the lizard and the brain have both teamed up on this patrol security robot, it's going to take its turn. And it is going to use a jolting arc of electricity as it supercharges itself and blasts it at definitely Vangi, definitely Hecubino, and then it says no two of which may be more than 30 feet apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be able to get Quentin and Bob, I think. Yeah.
Is that something that would provoke?
No.
Okay.
This is not casting a spell, and it is not making a ranged attack, and is not moving away from you, so it does not provoke. But a jolt of electricity shoots out at the 4 of you. Why don't you all give me reflex saving throws?
All right. How do I do that?
Roll a d20, and on your character sheet, you should have a section. It's below armor class, above attack bonuses, and right in the middle there is reflex. So a d20 Excellent. Plus that number. All right, Vangi, it's got a 12, Hecubino 16, Quentin 17, and Bob a 12. Okay, well, Hecubino, you also get a little bit of a bonus from cover, so I'll just factor that in. But both Hecubino and Quentin are able to dive out of the way and only be minorly caught by its blast. But Vangi and Bob, you take the full brunt of it. So you're going to take 4 electricity damage. And for the 2, for Hecubino and Quentin, you guys will only take 2 electricity damage. And that comes from your stamina rather than hit points.
Okay.
Ouch.
After that, it, I think, will just ready itself for your follow-up attack that it knows is coming, and it starts buzzing and whirring, and lots of little repair nanites start coursing over its system, but it has not repaired itself at all yet. So that will bring up Quentin.
All right.
So Quentin, since you're up, you see that the electrical attack that the security robot just did, it has actually damaged some of the wires more so than was already being done in the internals of the ship, and you see sparks flying, you see panels bursting, stuff like that from your position right next to it.
That's bad. Does that seem to be something that I need to immediately respond to, or should I start attacking things? These are questions.
These are questions only you can answer.
Well, so there are 4 floaty droids on the floor, 1 large humanoid-sized droid, and then Talos up on the platform.
That's exactly right.
Things are on fire.
Starting to get that way, yep.
Well, there are 4 things on the floor. All right.
They are technically flying a little bit off the floor, but close enough. Much like you.
Yes, so am I. All right. Quentin is going to scan the room momentarily and say, "A friend to all is a friend to none." And then Quentin is going to unfold, literally parts of him are going to unfold. The top portion of his sphere is actually going to break off into 4 pieces. Since this is entirely part of the thing and not a mechanical thing, each of them has a little camera that's now going to be floating around the thing to make sure that we get the best angles. While Quentin himself is going to unfold 2 rotating buzzsaws, 1 large prong, which seems to be emitting fire, and 1 large prong that seems to be emitting electricity. And he's going to turn into a spiky death bot thing and target so I'm looking at the thing. The bottom droid thing is what?
Towards the camera? Yeah, this guy is...
Right, that guy.
It's one of those flying metal scorpion trilobite observer security robots.
How far is it from me?
Oh, it's pretty close. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 feet.
Cool. I'm going to kerzap it with electricity.
All right.
Going to fire my arc pistol at it. Which
Go ahead,
I presume...
give me your attack roll.
So that's a ranged attack, D20 plus my ranged attack bonus. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Math is hard. Let's go shopping. 11 versus its EAC, presumably.
Unfortunately, it is well defended, and its energy shielding on its plates protect it from the arcs, and that shot skitters aside from its little force field and blasts into one of the panels on the ship. When the panel is hit, a bunch of weird packets start bursting onto the floor from wherever the panel opened. They seem to be little square, maybe rations or meals or maybe some sort of product. Anyway, it seems unaffected by air attack.
Meals ready to eat. A division of Omnicorp.
After Quentin's impressive display but ineffective attack, Skitrick, you're bringing up. You're in the back there. What do you do?
Well, with my Explorer ability, it says I can do my survival to make a trick attack by using the surroundings as an advantage. That doesn't. Would this classify? It doesn't have to be a natural setting, or does it?
I would allow it, but you should describe how you're going to use these surroundings.
Is there like some kind of perhaps a toolkit that may be lying around that as I scamper in, I can try to kick towards a guy?
Yeah. Then, so
stuff's on fire.
There you go. If there's anything anything on fire that I could just toss towards a guy or blast and cause a spray of sparks and flames.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for survival. There's fire, there's some smoke, there's sparks. You can toss something in there and cause a gout of noxious fumes to draw their sensors away and distract them as you approach.
Sure, and I'll try to aim towards the guy on the left there. So with a move, I can move 40 feet. I will do that and roll a survival with a +4 bonus because of that Explorer specialty. And
are you trying to get into melee reach with it?
Pistol. Auto pistol.
Pistol, okay. Where would you like to be?
Actually, could I be on the top side of that pillar there? Yeah,
like over here? Absolutely.
Yeah. I figured.
And which one of the robots are you attacking?
The one who's northmost from my perspective, basically right ahead of me.
Okay.
No, not down. Yeah, the little one. There you go. And,
all right.
So I'm trying to hit challenge rating +20. Wow. Okay. 30.
Oh,
Got a 10 or
rolling
less
that
challenge
old
rating.
10 plus 20. Yeah, that's going to succeed. So the sparks go flying, the flames distract it, and the smoke pulls the sensors away. And then Skitrick is there with his what's your ranged weapon?
Tactical semi-auto pistol.
Blasting it with bullets.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right. Target will be flat-footed.
So it's just a flat -2 penalty to its armor classes in this edition.
+6. Hopefully, after all that, decent roll. 14.
That is going to hit because you got a flat-footed.
Excellent. So
good work.
with that trick, I also do an additional D8 damage.
Go ahead and roll it.
All right, one for my weapon specialization, and no dex mod to damage, correct?
No, yeah, no dex mod to damage.
So just 6 damage.
Okay. So you blast it, and you shoot off one of its pincers, and the bullet lodges in the wing, and you starts venting fumes. But it's still airborne, and its little red, quote unquote, eye. It's divided into 4 weird parts, but it stares at you menacingly. And after that, it's Bob.
So, does the ship look like it is in need of like an emergency repair, like right now?
Well, so you're pretty close. So it definitely looks like things will get worse if nothing is done.
Okay, I'm going to
whether that's going to destroy the ship or not. That's hard to say.
Sure, I'm going to slide up next to that bank of computer stuff that is all spilled out on the floor, and I'm going to kneel down. And I'm going to pick up the closest terminal point and say, "Hello, I'm here to help you." And I will plug it into a little slot that opens up on my palm. And then I'm going to use, should I use computers or engineering here?
So it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to interface with the ship's computer, then I would say go ahead and make a computers check. That won't repair the physical damage that's
then probably
done.
engineering then.
Yeah.
Okay. 27.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So, yeah, the electrical system here is all shot. It's going to need significant repairs. But you've learned 2 things. One, if you had done nothing, this would have started to explode. So that's good that you did something. 2, you think you could actually use this against your opponents by having basically controlled bursts of electricity, which could be used against anything nearby. So, for instance, these 2 drones.
Okay. I will flip a switch and turn a crank, and little volts of electricity will start sparking up through different ports around the floor.
Excellent. So why don't you go ahead and, you've got that 27 engineering check. Well, you give me another engineering check.
12 this time, not good.
Okay, that's all right. Roll 2d6 for damage real quick.
7.
Okay, so they are showered with sparks. One of them, the one that took a bullet, seems to be hit by one of the bolts that you generate really effectively, and it spirals in a death spiral, smashing into the wall and exploding near Vangie. When it smashes into the wall, another one of these compartments open up, and again there's these packets just flooding everywhere. They're this bright lime green, and a few of them are singed open, and they start to like sizzle, and some sort of material spills out. It's like a liquid or a gel, but it's starting when the sparks hit it. It starts to pop and sizzle and bubble up, and it looks like it's becoming, whatever the packets are pretty dense. So they're taking up more space as it expands out.
Okay. But I think I'm done with my turn though, because I've done a move and I've taken an action.
Yeah, you're done.
Okay.
You're done, but you just get to observe that. And now my turn. Hecubino, you call that a mind thrust? And it blasts you with psychic energy. Go ahead and make a will saving throw, Hecubino.
I've had very good luck so far. 17.
Great. So you do well at. You've been trained at resisting, mental influence, and your mind is a temple. But this thing is very powerful.
Sure.
It's impressive how much information overload it bestows upon you. It is blasting more like emotions and possible future scenarios of you in subservience to it very magnanimously. It's wearing a crown in all of these telekinetically. And you are basically its gopher and the servant of Team Brain Lizard, which it has renamed the team.
Of course.
Yeah, so your eyes start to bleed, and you have a nosebleed as well. So you did successfully save, which is good, but you do still take half. So you're going to take 9 psychic damage.
So would that be hit point damage, or
it's still to stamina? Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So do we have to expend all of our stamina before we start biting the hit points, or is it just situational?
No, yeah, you have to go through all your stamina.
Okay.
After your mind is sufficiently overloaded, Talos turns and says, "Drones, attack them!" And the little observer trilobite flying drones start blasting with their laser pistols built into them. And integrated pulsecaster pistols, excuse me. We're going to start attacks. I only have 3 of them left, so we'll start blasting at the androids, the pair of androids, Quentin and Bob. Bob, what is your EAC?
13.
13. All right. 2 blasts come at you. You are hit by the first one. Take 3 electricity. It's actually non-lethal, though, as they're trying to stun you.
Okay, so that just subtracts from my stamina?
It's just stamina, yep.
Okay.
All this is going to go to stamina until you're out of stamina.
I see.
The second one, which we'll say is this one over here, that Quentin had shot at, blasts at you, but it is caught off guard when more of these packets come out of the nearby panel, and a big one, a box actually, topples out of it and just says Space Suds on it, and it blasts that box instead of you, Bob, and it just explodes in all this bright green, sudsy, gelatinous stuff, and it gets actually mired in that itself as it rolls a natural 1. So it will miss you on that one's attack. And then Quentin, there's one more that's going to take a shot at you.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. It misses wildly, its shot skitters through the hallway and bounces off some of the metal corridors past your Rakrichi friend Amu. And that is it for the observer security robots. Amu, after that blast skitters past you, what do you do?
Yay, Rob gets a turn.
Rob goes last.
It's normal. Was one of the androids hurt at one point?
Oh, yeah, I've been hit twice.
I was struck.
Sorry, I decided to make the most complicated character.
So medicine.
No, that's not a surprise.
What are the odds?
Shock.
Medicine is pretty complicated in Starfinder. The good news is when damage is just coming out of stamina, you can recover from it pretty easily outside of combat. You might have abilities using some of your biohack stuff, though, Rob, where Amu could either assist an ally or inflict some debilitation on enemies.
I would like to move up to where I assume it's 5 foot squares.
That's right.
And diagonals just...
I'm not sure what the rule is on Starfinder on that, but I have always hated the diagonal rule, and I always liked that they did away with that in 4E. So regardless of whatever the rules say, we're going to play with diagonals are just another 5 foot square. No different.
So I should be able to get behind the pillar on the bottom.
Yes, you can. And get some cover.
And then I'm going to reach out with one of my weird multifaceted limbs. to pat the orb and use one of my basic boosters to give it a +1 enhancement bonus to AC.
Nice. So when you use a basic booster, you have to inject the orb with something. What are you injecting it with?
Me.
you have boosting colony members that go forth and go through Quentin's bio circuits and start repairing them and assisting his armor and stuff like that.
Yeah. So little red chunks of coral will come off of the appendage that's sticking out and fall onto Quentin, kind of encircle and go in, and then a reddish aura pops up with his LEDs.
Great.
Red-eyed robots are never a bad thing.
3 out of 4 of these robots agree with that, actually. But after you've augmented your ally, is that it for your turn, Amu?
Believe so. What action is using my biohack?
It's a standard action when you use
Standard action. Okay, there it is.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
That brings it back around to the top, and Vangie facing off against this patrol robot.
I'm going to continue going toe-to-toe with it. So she'll just brush aside some of her singed scales and reposition herself and drive her pike back into it.
Go ahead and make that attack roll again.
25 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. You bury your pike. Why don't you roll damage?
That'll take 10 more piercing damage.
Yikes. Yeah, that is beginning to really add up on this thing. You sever one of its arm appendages off at the servo, and it's just going and it stares at you again, expressionless on its face, and you are able to just for cinema punch it in its glass face, and the glass breaks. This thing is certainly on its last legs, you think. Anything else, Vankie?
Oh, that's all I got.
Hecubino, you've been overwhelmed with images of your subservience. What do you do?
I feel like I'm being called out.
I am calling you out, Hecubino!
Yeah. I'm going to go very intelligently leave cover, get right behind Vangie, and try to mind thrust this creature that clearly is going to have a great will save.
Psychic battle!
Yep.
Okay, why don't you roll damage and remind me your will save DC?
16.
16. Okay. Nice. Good work. So it is basking in its own self-adoration, and for a moment you think you've caught it. It was not expecting you to take such an aggressive line against it, and it has not brought up its psychic shields. So what is the nature of your mind thrust this time?
So as he is sitting there, ordering me around, there's a knock on the door, and it's pizza. And when he opens the door, the pizza delivery man is him. And then when we cut back to him, it's me. And I'm like, take this pizza away, and slap it out of his hands.
But this doesn't make any sense. I've never delivered pizza before. What? He is staggered, and little drops of mucousy sweat start peeling off of its giant brain and plop on the floor nearby. And it takes all of that damage as it definitely fails its will save.
Yes.
Dang.
And that was 12 damage?
That was 12 damage.
Good work, Hecubino. But as Vangie has squared off toe-to-toe with this patrol robot, it stares back at you and completely emotionlessly, I should say, raises its remaining hand, picks up its old arm, and then smashes Vangie in the head with it. I'm going to beat you to death with my own severed limb. Well, that's the plan,
That is hardcore.
Anyway. Yes, and your kinetic armor class?
19.
It is still going to hit you, and it will hit for 12 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, it's actually 20. I forgot about my vest glacial. I assume that still hits, though.
I rolled an 18, so yeah.
Yep, okay. Sorry, 12 damage, you said?
12 bludgeoning.
All right, that
Oof.
still goes to my stamina.
Goes to stamina until you're out of stamina.
All right, then.
Bam! It just whacks you, and a couple of its fingers come off from the impact. Quentin, you've managed to dodge a few laser bolts and be injected with red coral. What do you do?
So one of them is trapped in what seems to be a pile of suds.
Yes, that's right.
Does that give it any sort of disadvantage?
Absolutely. So I'm going to say that it is entangled. So its movement is impaired, and it's taking a penalty to armor class attacks and some other stuff. Basically, dex related stuff.
So if I were to say light it on fire.
Absolutely.
Oh, all right. I'm going to try that. Quentin is going to rotate slightly to aim the flame gun, and 16. That's about the same
16?
as I did last time. Yes.
It's better than last time, I think. But in any case, you hit. So definitely. And you're dealing fire damage to it?
Yes, fire damage. 1d4 fire. I have a critical thing, but I doubt that's critical.
Is not a critical. A critical hits are a natural 20. So why don't you go ahead and roll your damage?
Do I get any bonus damage because of his entanglement or anything awesome like that? Maybe I could just, light him on fire a little extra. 3 points of damage.
Okay, and you forgot your weapon specialization there, so it'll wind up being 4 points of damage because you do get all characters in Starfinder have weapon specialization at level 3, which for a small arm like that flame pistol you're using will be +1 damage at this level. But that's okay.
Would that work for the arc
fire
pistol as
damage
well?
to it.
Yeah, if it's small arms, yeah, it will.
So the good news is, like you said, that will ignite it because it's covered in whatever this sudsy material is. The good news about that is it's going to catch this thing on fire. So I'm going to say that on its turn, it's going to take another d4 of fire damage, but it will lose that entangled condition as you're basically burning all of that off of it. The room also starts to fill with more and more of this green, slimy material, and as it's evidently flammable. So the fire from that weapon starts to ignite it, and it starts to bubble up. Of course, Bob, you note that if it gets into the areas you're working on, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
But first, Skitrick. You've been in building or burning buildings before, or burning ships.
Well, it wasn't my fault.
This time.
What do? You're currently behind this little computer pole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to think if I want to try to deal with that fire or let the robot folk at that. Kind of thinking.
I can probably deal with it.
That far robot, the smaller one, would there be perhaps some sort of piston or steam valve that I could maybe puncture to let out steam to try to distract him while I shoot at him?
The big patrol robot?
I was going to more go with the little guy. Oh, I can't do a ping. At the nose or whatever.
Okay. Sure, yes. By the way, I'm putting these little markers here to show where some of this green slime has emerged. Some emerged from over here as well. Whoops.
Okay.
From various panels. Yes, so this one back here towards the what is that? The fore of the ship. Absolutely, you can use some of the steam, some of the smoke, some of the slime. There's a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, sure. I'll basically try to basically splash it with some of the slime, maybe flaming slime, by basically grabbing a hunk of sheet metal and just kind of surfing into it and try to blast it.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and make that trick attack roll again?
All right.
The survival check. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So 18 or worse. Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it. Oh, you hit it with a big glob of slime, actually.
All right. Dang. So 9 to hit.
Oh.
I feel like that's
Unfortunately,
going to be the story.
yeah. Then you slip on the slime yourself, and both of you are just like righting yourself, and you're able to take a shot at it, but it just bounces off of one of these pillars and doesn't hit it, despite it being off balance.
All right, fair enough.
Any other movement you want to do, or are you good back
Maybe
here?
back away from this slime and fire. And,
Okay, back to the pillar.
yeah,
Take it
sounds like a good place to be.
Okay. 808. That is to say, Bob.
I'm going to go ahead, still connected into the system. I'm going to try to trigger the ship's fire suppression system.
Ooh, I like it.
Using the engineering skill again. And that is a 13. Probably not high enough.
Now remember, I was going to say, we've been playing before this epic level 4th edition. So sometimes, like some of the dice rolls, if they seem low, you might still be okay.
Yeah, you guys are now level 3 characters, so things are a little different. And the fire suppression system would normally be something pretty easy to intentionally turn on. Of course, the ship has been damaged, which increases the difficulty. So you'd like, shoot, I fail. But just when you're about to shake your fist in frustration, you note that some underlying process, your exocortex, is interfaced with the ship in some way, and you think, oh, the ship has some sort of intelligence, and it basically assists your check. And between you and the ship, it has turned on the fire suppression system because the ship wants to protect itself. So it starts venting these, I guess, another type of sludgy slime thing like you'd get out of a fire extinguisher. So now it's just waves of green and foam going everywhere. It's the worst foam party imaginable. But it is putting out the fire.
Hooray!
All right. Bob, I'm going to say that took your standard action, but you still do have movement.
What is this thing on the other side of those robots towards the front of the ship? What is that area?
Yeah, so these seem to be basically parts of the engine, and then there's more exposed panels over here. These are like crystal energy drives. They're part of the drift engine.
I think I can move all the way up to the little robot that's there in the front.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move all the way up there for my move action. That should be 6.
So it is.
Yep.
All right, yeah, you've already made this safe. You don't know that it would be safe for most people to walk through this, by the way, but you know where you're going, and you've already made engineering checks.
Excellent.
So you're able to do it and then get over here.
Okay, and I'll just hold right there. There is no such thing as a what's the bonus action?
So there's a swift action in this game. There's there's swift, standard, and move. And
You
by
mean
the
like
way,
action point action?
Yeah. Is there like an action point thing in this game?
No.
Okay. All right. Then I'll just stop there.
The bonus thing in this system is actually your resolve points, which might allow you like higher accuracy. But like that thing that Brian was doing, where first he like jukes before taking a shot, that's a swift action, for example.
All right. Cool. I'm just fine right here. I'll kind of get in this guy's face. Get off my ship. Actually, I would probably say like, get off my ship, please.
And, Bob, are you armed?
Yes, I am.
What with?
A little laser gun.
Laser gun.
The
Okay.
azimuth laser pistol.
Laser guns v. laser guns. Cool. So you move up there, and Talos, reeling from... no, I'm not a pizza guy. I've never been a pizza guy. I am Talos. Shakes himself off. And what am I going to blast you with this time? So it's going to try something a little risky, but it doesn't really like its position right now. And it's going to make an emotional appeal to Vangie.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Everybody knows
Uh-oh.
Vangie's the heart of this group.
Vangie.
Certainly not the brain.
Noble Vesk, you are truly worthy of your place upon this ship. Please cast aside your past and your disgraceful fellows and join me, and we will run the galaxy, and we will win drifters. What do you say, charm person?
Yeah.
Now, you do get a +5 bonus to your saving throw.
Oh,
because
we're already in combat?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's something.
But go ahead and give me a will saving throw.
I have a 15.
Oh, that exactly makes it save.
Oh, nice. I thought for sure that I was going to fail.
Wow. So you're seriously considering it. What does Vangie say to herself?
Well, so she puts her pike down on the ground for a second and is scratching her chin with the other hand. Is like, I mean, I could still be the lizard, but you took away my first billing.
No team brain lizard. That was offensive to you, to your sensibilities.
Deal breaker right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it will retreat a little bit after watching its mental influence fail to sway you. And then there's more blasting going on from the observer class security robots. First of all, since Quentin caught it on fire, Matthew, why don't you go ahead and roll another d4 for fire damage?
Is there a +1 on this one as well?
Yeah, this one does not get a +1, just
so
because it's on fire.
3.
All right. So this one continues to burn. It did not get hit fully by the fire suppression system because it is flying independently and was trying to move away. It's going to hover above the electrical grid, which is not safe for it, but it doesn't know that as it tries to move away from all the slime and the fire suppression systems. It will put itself out, and then it's going to blast at you, Quentin, with its pulsecaster pistol. What's your EAC again?
18.
Oh, man. Whew. Oh, no. Okay. This one's just not having a good day. So it tries to right itself, and right as it's about to blast you, a gout of that fire suppression system turns it around, and it's going to blast the patrol robot, slamming it for a few points of damage, which the patrol robot, because it is electricity damage, this is the first time I think it's taken it, is vulnerable to that damage. So it's going to take extra damage, and it collapses anticlimactically in front of Vangie. And it just powers down, and you see the little blue light go out of its glass face.
And that's because the other guy botched.
Yep.
Yes, the other guy botched again. That's second in a row for that one. And then these two back here. One's going to go ahead and... Ooh. Doesn't like this Yosoki creeping around. So it's going to fly... It's going to fly over to here so that you don't have cover. And then it's going to blast Skitrick. Skitrick, what's your EAC?
19.
Wow, that's a very good EAC. So it takes a good shot, but you can dodge it, and it only just barely clips some of that Defrex hide you're wearing, and the rest of it impacts the wall behind you, and some more Space Suds packets come pouring out towards you. It is going to float backwards from you, which would provoke an attack of opportunity, but you don't have a melee weapon.
I have
right?
my fists. I have an unarmored attack, or unarmed strike is a melee attack.
Yeah, go ahead and make it if you want.
All right.
You have improved unarmed strike?
I have, what is it called? It's just called unarmed strike, +2. Blood,
if you don't have improved unarmed strike, you don't threaten. You don't threaten on a unarmed attack.
It just says that on your character sheet, but that doesn't mean that you actually...
Oh, yeah, so you don't count as having... You don't have that feat, so yeah, you're not threatening there. So
you mean I'm not threatening?
Oh.
My nice, average-looking android self? It's not threatening?
Just emotionally threatening, not physically threatening.
Okay. It's going to try to blast you with its pulse gas crystal, though. Bob, EAC?
13.
These guys really can't shoot straight. So it will shoot past you and harmlessly impact with the floor. You're able to dodge it easily. That is it for the security robots. Amu, our favorite coral colony in the background. What does your Rakrichi do?
I turn to Quentin and ask, these things are definitely robots, correct?
Affirmative. These are robots.
Okay. And the dice are all fire?
The dice, they're
Very good.
actually more of that sludge now that's come out because of the fire suppression system. So it's a mixture of space suds, that green slime that's been bubbling up, and then the material of the foam of the fire suppression system.
I can't quite tell where the guy above the dice are. The one in the what square he's
Sure,
on?
he's all the way to the back. This one.
No, the guy
no,
that's in the...
one that's in the middle.
Oh, I see.
Nope.
Yeah,
Like I can't see squares there.
that's fine. Well, he's right here.
Probably don't want to step on that stuff, though.
Yeah.
So in order to be adjacent to him, you would have to be in the like the ductwork, the electrical panels and wiring and stuff that's been shooting sparks that Bob was dealing with earlier.
I don't want to be in there. Let's go up next to the pillar, the top pillar then.
Okay.
It should be 4 spaces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then can I reach out with my weapon and bop the robot?
It is. You don't have reach, do you?
I do have a reach weapon.
You have reach weapon. Perfect. Then
Yeah.
yes, you can. What kind of weapon are
So-
you wielding?
The merciful capture pole, which
Ooh.
is going to be flavored as a lot of coral reaching out and grabbing.
Ooh.
So yeah, a hunk of a coral reaches out and swipes at the robot there.
Okay, go ahead and make a melee attack.
That's bad. That's a 10.
That is not going to hit. Yeah, it dodges out of the way.
Okay.
So you swing your capture pole adorned with all the various pieces of your coral, reaching out for it, and it flies off because it does not want to be captured at this time. Anything else, Amu?
That will be me.
Vangi, you've shaken off this brain's influence, and the patrol robot finally succumbed, presumably to just your overwhelming physical might. Just took a little while for that last blow to kick in. It's your turn.
Yeah, definitely was all me. So she will imposingly step over the burnt out husk of this thing, and start striding towards Talos and hefting her pole. She will try to pin its. She'll actually. Yeah, no, might as well just all get all up in there. Pin its little vestigial body and say, "You should acknowledge that we already have the superior brain," and stab him.
All right. You swing your pike.
I've got a 26 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that's going to hit.
All right.
Roll damage.
He'll take 15 damage.
Oh, yikes.
Wow.
Ouch.
That was max damage. Or not max damage, close to.
Well, that packs a heck of a wallop. You said you were going for its vestigial body?
Yeah.
It says, curse my vestigial body! I still need these organs! Hecubino, you have him on the ropes. What do you do?
Can I try and get him to call off his robots, like intimidate? Like basically, can I try and get him to give up?
Sure, you could try to make an intimidate check.
What sort of action is that?
Oh, it'll be your standard action.
Yeah, so I will say, give up now, Talos. We got you pinned against the wall. That'll be a 15.
Intimidating a creature is based off of its CR. It's going to use whichever is greater, its intimidate bonus or calculation based off of its CR. So unfortunately, you do not intimidate it. It's like, no, my mind will overcome the limitations of this fragile form, and I do not yield to a lesser brain.
Yeah, I feel like that's unfortunate for him. And then
All
I'll
right.
just I'll try and get behind Bangy again.
Done and done. Quentin.
So I'm currently at the back of the ship between two pillars. Directly in front of me is something.
Directly in front of you is one of those well, first of all, there's the giant pit of electric panels and wires and all the stuff that's been being sabotaged and blasted and alternatively fixed by Bob. But if you mean an opponent, then yes, there is one of those flying observer class drones that has so far had no luck, but you had previously caught on fire squaring off with you.
So it's badly injured. Haha!
It is.
It's been on fire. All right.
It
Now,
has.
when I attacked it the first time, I attacked with the electricity. Was there anything? Did it seem like it was resistant to the electricity, or could I even tell?
Well, you missed with your electric shot, right?
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Not
You
this
hit with the fire
time.
shot.
All right, so I am going to spin again with my arc welder or my arc blaster, my electrical limb smacking blasty pew pew device. 15. I attacked him with a 15.
That hits its EAC. Why don't you go ahead and roll damage?
Woohoo! What's my damage with electric blast? It's probably 1d6. I bet it is. It's 1d6.
It's 1d6 plus 1.
Plus 1. Mm-hmm.
So 3 points of electrical pew pew damage.
And it is, like its patrol class companion, also vulnerable to electricity damage. So it starts sparking, and its wings give out from underneath it, and the power goes out in its little red eye, and it goes into a tailspin, blasting into the center of the ship, reigniting the electrical panels and causing things to start beeping and red lights to start flashing.
If one dances, one must pay the piper.
And after that, Skritic, you are the first to tell that is definitely caught on fire in the center of the ship, and smoke is spewing out of it, and then the fire suppression systems are still going, but you're not sure how that foam is going to interact with all the circuitry. Those are not supposed to be exposed wires.
We're going to die.
Skritic, what do you do?
Is there like any sort of panel I can get to?
Yeah, there's a lot of these panels that have just been pulled out as part of this sabotage.
Okay. I guess I'm going to kind of narrow my eyes squinting at this droid and then like just kind of decide to turn away from him and run and grab one of those panels and try to see if I can figure out some way, like if there's some sort of shutters or anything I can use to close these exposed circuits or whatever, keep them from being damaged.
So I'll give you a couple of choices. You can try to safely put out the fire, but it sounds like mostly what you're trying to do is protect the rest of the ship. So it could be a survival check to put out the fire, or it could be an engineering check to try to help protect the ship. They accomplish slightly different things. For instance, if you protect the ship, it might not be as vulnerable next time, but the fire's still going. So,
Well, I mean, in that case, if I can use survival to get rid of the fire, that might be the best bet. Engineering's not terrible, but I apparently know how to handle a fire. So I will try to do that to, get rid of the source of the issue.
All right.
Nice.
33?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can put out of the fire. Would you like to also, I don't know, transplant these guys to a jungle world where you're just the king? Man, those survival checks are
working on that.
That's wild. Okay, yeah, you can easily put this out. And we'll go ahead and say you still have some of your movement left as well.
I'll probably just actually make my way towards the front of the ship and go up there next to my new blue companion.
Okay, why don't you give me a quick reflex saving throw? As I did mention, this is dangerous stuff to be walking across. Now, you are small and nimble, but
Yes. So I do have a decent reflex, but we'll see if the dice are with me on this.
oh yeah,
20?
you don't step on the third or fifth or seventh rail, and you are not electrified at this time. Bob.
All right. Bob is going to run to the right and then up towards the engine system, the main computer terminal there in the front. Other way.
Mm-hmm.
Other way.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, down at the bottom below the one away from the robot guy.
Right over
Yep.
here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
There you go. So Bob rushes up to that computer terminal, pulls out another interface jack, and slams it into his ear. It's very, very disgusting looking. And he says, "Hello, ship system. I'm Bob. I'm your pilot. I'm here to help you. If you would, please shut down all systems between sections 5 and 32. So I'm going to roll computers here.
Yes, a computer's check is what is required.
18.
Excellent. And
that should shut down all the stuff that's in the middle of the ship. All the things that are causing...
That's what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see like scrolling lines of text on the panel, and then it starts to light up, and you hear first along your comm link that you've got patched into your ear, the data wire says, "Oh, greetings, Bob. This is Grace.
Hello, Grace.
I'm so pleased to meet you, and you'll be my pilot?
I will be your pilot.
Oh, this is so exciting.
We will have many adventures together. But first I need you to shut down sections 3 through 23.
Oh, all right. Happy to.
Thank you.
And it starts shutting down all of the systems throughout here, and the lights go out, leaving only emergency lighting in the corners. So everything is cast in shadows, except for any sort of lights that you guys have on yourselves. And, of course, like the little data pads and panels that you're at.
Those are my two
all right.
items.
And after that, Talos will say, "You haven't heard the last of me!" And then he will actually vocalize, "Psychic mist!" And a mist starts to, you start to see a fog occupy all of the hull, or excuse me, the ship, and it you're not sure if it's real or imagined, but you can no longer see straight, except of course Vangi, when it does that, you get to react.
I'll say, I think we're a little early in our career for a reoccurring heal dynamic, and she'll stab him again.
All right, yeah, go ahead and swing your pike with that attack of opportunity that you get, because it is casting a spell.
Swing your pike.
Oh, I missed though. Roll it 2.
And it will float away in the mist. After a few moments, the observer bots do take a couple of shots, but between the lot of you, between all the people remaining and the ship systems coming back online, you are able to defeat the 2 remaining observer class drones, as they are really no threat to you once you've mastered the ship and gotten its computer back online and defeated Talos.
Yay, we won.
Yay, you won. Now you find, as the presumably Bob, you ask the ship to turn the power back on.
Yep.
And the lights come back on, and you see that the ship is just a total mess. It's just covered in wires pulled out, broken robot pieces, some sort of green slime sludge, which Amu has a packet of nearby that says "also edible" on it, and you realize that this ship is what you'll be taking into the Drifters races.
Nice. Grace.
I think we have a problem.
Grace.
Yes, yes.
Do you have onboard speaker systems?
Of course.
You can switch to that to speak to everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Grace. I'll be your computer, assisting you in all your travels.
Hello, I am a quantum-enhanced titanium shell neurological and heuristic system for education and instruction. But please call me Quentin.
Hello, Quentin.
Hi, Grace. I'm Vangie. What are you hauling?
Oh, this was I've been equipped with everything from your sponsor. You are Team Lizard Brain?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, technically, this ship is called the Squeaky Clean, and your sponsor for the Drifters race is Space Suds. This is
A division of Omnicorp, optioning your life for a better tomorrow.
These are a powerful industrial cleaning ingredient, as well as a household cleaning ingredient, as well as a type of food.
She grabs one of the pods and pops it into her mouth.
Oh my goodness, it tastes just like soap. It tastes horrible. It is the worst nutrient paste you've ever eaten.
I would not put pods in your mouth.
I would agree.
I regret it immediately.
On the back of the thing, it explains that for legal reasons, they had to make them edible.
They say a wise man learns more from foolish questions than a fool can learn from wise answers. I don't think we should eat them.
Bob kind of walks off into the middle of the cargo bay area, and he leans down towards Brian. What's your character's name? I'm sorry. Skritic. Kind of leans over to Skritic and says, "I apologize. I'm about to get emotional." And you see him kind of smile, and a lone little weird tear comes out of his eye, and he goes, "My first ship." And you can tell he's happy and that he's found his first ship. That's a good place for a commercial break, don't you think?
You're watching Drifters, an in-your-face 5D HGVG DVD.
And we will be back next week to see what other adventures await our crew. Will they actually make it out of the docking bay? Will they remember to bring their towel with them? Oh, you're going to have to tune in next week when Drifters continues right here on Critical Hit. Until then, thank you everyone for tuning in and listening, and thank you for all the comments you've been sending our ways. We certainly appreciate all of those. If you'd like to listen to next week's episode right now, head over to patreon.com/majorspoilers. A silver level membership will get you access to all of this stuff, and really, the more of you that sign up, you could be listening to episodes from 2 weeks from now, before everyone else. Just one of those little perks when you become a patron at patreon.com/majorspoilers. Of course, we always use all of your funding to drive everything that we do at Major Spoilers. And look, we got Kevin here, another mouth to feed. So what are you waiting for? Come help us out. Patreon.com/majorspoilers. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2020 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.